The Evergreen Media Network Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Honestly, without Treasure Coast Community Health, I think we'd be a much poorer community in terms of our health. We're always striving to fill the gap for everyone in the community, rich or poor.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Community Conversations. You know, we come together every week to have engaging conversations so that I can learn, you can learn, people can learn from us, and so this is no different. Part of our health prevention is encouraging people to stay active. And while we were all shut down during COVID, some of us did some walking, but generally, we kept to ourselves and we stayed inside. And so this week, we're going to talk about one activity that is both keeping adults and children engaged. And that is because my guest, Stu Keller, is here representing the sailing group here in Vero Beach. So welcome, Stu.
Thank you.
We have had a number of different opportunities to talk with you over the years, but it's been a while. And so I'm looking forward to hearing about some of the updates of things that you've got going on.
Oh, fine. Well, you mentioned COVID, and we did shut down for about 6 weeks at the end of the 2020 spring term, but we opened up our summer camp thanks to the rowing club. The building had just been completed 3 or 4 months earlier, and they opened it up to us, and the demand exploded that summer because parents didn't know what to do with their kids and being out on a sailboat. And then it just grew right into fall. And so today we have about 150 kids coming in every week.
Wow.
A minimum of twice a week. And some of our more advanced sailors are practicing 3 and 4 times a week.
That's astounding.
So a lot of activity going on, yes.
So you had mentioned to me at one point that you were giving scholarships so that this wasn't just sailing for rich kids.
No,
my words, not yours.
Your community, you have community in your title, and we're actually calling ourselves, branding ourselves YSF Community Sailing Vero Beach. Our roster demographics mirror that of Indian River County. So about half of our kids are from underserved families. About 27% are from minorities. Okay. And the kids from the underserved families sail free. Everybody sails free for the first term and beginning sailing.
That's
great. So we offer that. And we charge small fees for the more advanced. But we have all segments of the community involved. We have about 24 special needs sailors. So these are folks ranging from full paraplegic, nonverbal, severely handicapped, to a lot of folks on the spectrum, the learning spectrum. And they come in once a week, and it's one-on-one instruction for that group.
You have grown and advanced.
And then our summer camp, we had 170 children, and we gave out 82 scholarships. So again, almost half were from underserved families.
And do those referrals then come from the school, from parent applications? How do you get that mix?
Well, the word has gotten out. Yes, we work with the schools. Now, frankly, it's word of mouth mostly. When we opened up fall registration, we filled up all of those slots in 4 days.
Sounds like our dental program.
And we had 50 on the waiting list.
Wow.
So we're trying to figure out how to we've been able to train a few more. We're actually training our own instructors to getting them certified so we can expand the program. We're limited by how many instructors we have. We have to maintain safety. They all have to be certified. But we plan to grow again modestly in the spring of 2024.
So if someone had done sailing elsewhere as an adult and wanted to volunteer, do you have like a mini course or accreditation or something for them?
Adults can come in. We ask them to take the CPR course, which mostly is today is how to work the defibrillator. We also teach adults how to sail, and we're building that program because the revenues we generate through fees for teaching, we put back into the junior program. We also have a fleet of 16 boats that we rent out, so people can rent everything from a Hobie Cat to a laser to a small day sailor, and we hope to really grow that program. We have about 40. We call them members in our Rent-A-Boat program. We hope to have about 100 between the year and 18 months from now.
Well, I see so many people moving from the Northeast, and I know that that's a big sailing community around the Great Lakes,
particularly Long Island Sound, Connecticut,
Exactly.
Massachusetts. Yes, we have a tremendous number, and we have a lot of people who just come and volunteer in our shop. So we have about 5,000 hours a year of maintenance. Volunteers who like to work with their hands, doing everything from bottom painting the boats to re-rigging a boat to minor engine work. Anything serious we do take to the dealer. But yeah, so we're very fortunate to have probably involved at any given time 50, 60 volunteers regularly, either out on the water or in the shops.
And I'm assuming shop work, they don't necessarily have to have previous experience.
No. We have some guys who, frankly, just like to sweep up because they like to come and hang out with the other guys.
Exactly.
And then we have skilled carpenters, electricians, riggers, so it's a wide range of folks, yeah.
Okay. If someone were interested in being a volunteer or learning more about it, I presume you have a website.
Yeah, we have a website. If you just Google sailing in Vero Beach, we pop right up, Youth Sailing Foundation, and we have a button on there for volunteering and adult sailing, so you can learn anything you need.
That's phenomenal. I'm so proud of what you guys have done. I had my son in right after COVID. He was one of those that, when you live around the water, and coming from Michigan especially, I'm tuned into that.
Yeah. Well, we think of sailing as experiential learning. It's an extension of when the kids come to us after school, they're ready to put the books down, and we force them to put the digital devices away. And
Good plan.
But the sailing teaches them resilience. The first thing they have to learn is how to recover from a capsize. Persistence. It's tricky.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. Many of them, when they first start, everybody starts out as a solo in an 8-foot dinghy. But certainly by middle school and beyond, we have 12-foot, 14-foot, 2-person boats. So a lot of teamwork involved.
Well, I was just thinking of the capsized boat.
Yeah, no,
But
the younger
that's a
kids
single?
have to. They write it by themselves.
Wow.
There's a technique to it. There's a center board or dagger board, they call it, and they can literally leverage the boat back up. They all learn how to do it. And even experienced sailors sailing in heavy air, we have certain wind constraints based on their ability, but even experienced sailors in regattas, for instance, will capsize occasionally. Because, if you're sailing in 25, 30 knots of wind, it's not in a
not
tiny
easy.
little dinghy you can go over. But no, sailing is really a way to teach life skills. That's what it's all about. We do have a few kids that really get into it and sail at the national level. We've sent kids to national regattas in New Orleans and in Portland, Oregon, or actually the Columbia River in Oregon.
Wow.
Hampton Beach or Hampton Roads, Virginia. So we have a few kids that really continue and are competing well at the national level. We had a young person who's only been sailing 18 months, beat 85 other sailboats in a 105 boat fleet in Miami over Halloween.
Wow.
This child came in 15th.
That is phenomenal.
Beat 15 other or 85 other boats. Yeah.
So is part of it a natural aptitude for?
Yes, it's the same weaning process in any of these sports, and it's not only aptitude, but it's desire, it's interest. A lot of our kids are not, into ball sports, and sailing is a sport that you can participate even if you're not super coordinated, super big, super strong. In fact, 40% of our sailors are female, and many of our top sailors are female. So, and they all sail the same boats with the same equipment. So it's a nice leveling sport. It's a sport that anybody, if they put their mind to, can do.
So if a parent were interested, because the child has expressed interest in it, then it wouldn't matter what grade, or is there a minimal start age, like third grade or something?
They have to be 8 years old to start.
Okay, and do they have to know how to swim?
Basic swim skills. Mainly, they have to demonstrate that they're not going to panic when the boat does capsize. They all wear life jackets. Everyone wears life jackets. So they don't have to be an Olympic swimmer, just be comfortable in the water. They have to swim 50 yards with a life jacket on.
Okay.
But it's very basic swimming skills, yeah.
That is phenomenal. And so we're going to take a short break before I ask you the next question. And when we come back, we're going to talk about your future plans.
Thank you.
Thank you. Treasure Coast Community Health in-house pharmacies have the lowest prices in Indian River County, even lower than big box pharmacies. Taking your medication as prescribed leads to better health. Affordable medicine makes it easier. Treasure Coast Community Health patients can pick up medicine as they leave the office or use free delivery and mail order services. Pharmacists are always available to answer questions. Switch to TCCH pharmacies. Save money, stay healthy. 772-257-8224 and ask about our price match.
Ladies, are you looking for a change but just don't know how to get there? Don't miss the Women's Life Mastery event, a roadmap for change to becoming your best self. 10 fabulous women sharing their expertise for real ways to positive change. This holiday season, invest in yourself and register today to discover and become your best self. Breakfast, lunch, swag, and more. The Women's Life Mastery event, Saturday, January 13th at Joy Farms in Vero Beach. Visit CIAcertified.com today for more details. CIAcertified.com.
Right now at Sunshine Furniture, it's holiday sale time, so you can save up to 50% on selected groups of indoor and outdoor furniture from Lloyd Flanders, Telescope, Windward, Capri, Seawinds, Universal, and lots more. Sofas, love seats, dining sets, patio groups, occasional chairs, bedroom sets, all on sale just in time to make Santa say ho, ho, ho. Also, all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half off. And don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store just across the street from our main location for lots of great holiday bargains. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza next to Planet Fitness in Vero Beach. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day. Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Ooh, have a sunshine day. Sunshine Furniture.
And welcome back to Community Conversations. If you're just joining us, this is Vicki Soule. I'm the CEO of Treasure Coast Community Health, where we provide medical, dental, behavioral health, you name it. It's a sort of a one-stop shopping, trying to keep people healthy and helping those that aren't very healthy. And so to that end, we often have conversations about health, whether it's a direct or indirect means through our guests. And health is kind of one of those things that when you hear that word, you know, you're either very engaged or you start to roll your eyes because it's so complex. It can be direct care, it can be preventive care, it can be those kinds of things that you don't even think as being health related, but maybe, as in sailing, something that is really an activity in your mind, but it gets you out, gets your circulation going and keeps your brain moving in a different direction than you might if you were an academic, like our children in school are, or if you have a high-stress job. Not to look at anyone in particular, but it really is one of those things that does promote good health. And so today we have Stu Keller here with us from the Youth Sailing, now adding community. How's that play in?
Well, we're calling ourselves YSF Community Sailing Vero Beach.
All right. It's got all the important parts there. So a little birdie told me that you're expecting to switch roles. And I don't know how we're going to manage because you have been the face of this organization for quite a few years,
yes,
Stu.
8 years. Started in April of 2016.
Wow.
And but we're really thrilled to have Chris Drake joining us. In fact, he's already on board and spending about 6 weeks overlap. And Chris has a son in our program. He and his wife moved here in 2018 from Shelter Island, which is out on the Hamptons area of Long Island, on the eastern tip of Long Island.
That sounds like someplace they do a lot of sailing.
So it's very similar to Vero Beach. It's frankly a resort community, and they do a lot of sailing out there. We're really thrilled to have him, and to have a parent.
It's bonus points, isn't it?
Executive director. So, and I'm going to now focus on getting our community sailing center built. We're planning to build a 10,000 square foot sailing center on the as part of the Three Corners development, but on the south side of the bridge. We're the only project on the south side.
That's where where the
wastewater treatment plant is.
Okay.
In fact, we have raised about 80% of the funds that we need. It's about a $4 million project, and we want to raise some money for an endowment fund. And we've done a lot of engineering work, site work, preliminary site work, and we have agreed to demolish. We need to demolish one of the water tanks. The city sells irrigation water to resorts on the island, and one of the tanks is being replaced with a pipeline. And it's actually a good thing. It's going to draw the water out of the main canal and also replace some wells, mostly going to Johns Island. And that pipeline should start construction in May of next year and be finished by the end of the year. So we hope to be able to start our project sometime around March 1st of 2025.
Okay.
Yeah, 2025.
Well, certainly with all the growth and programs that you've had, I can't imagine how you can manage not just the people, but the boats themselves.
Yeah, we've really kind of maxed out. We've been occupying what were really abandoned maintenance shacks or sheds. And our office is a construction trailer, which we've been in for 8 years. They're normally designed for 8 months.
Oops.
But the new building will give us a chance to grow our adult sailing program, which will be a revenue producer for us. The upper floor will have beautiful views across the lagoon, so it's be perfect for conferences, small weddings, birthday parties, just about anything where you need a space that can occupy seated about 100, 120 people.
Well, as I recall, you do some educational work with the students that would require sitting down with pencil and paper, right?
Yeah, we give them chalk talks, but we've also brought in, we work collaboratively with ORCA on the environmental, where their scientists will come in and do a presentation, and we've been doing it kind of without the proper facilities. So this will give us, the upper floor will be dividable into classrooms.
Very nice.
And dividers come out and have an open room. Down below, we'll have a proper shop with all the height of ceiling and everything that's needed, as well as we call our sailing office. So a proper office for our sailing staff. Right now, they're sitting in our quote classroom, so we don't have any office space for them. I
was going to say, is your classroom the outdoors?
No, we use both outdoors, but we do have a classroom. The volunteers built us a classroom in one of these sheds. Oh, so we do have an indoor classroom, which we like to be outdoors as much as we have a 20 by 40 tent down on the waterfront that in nice days we like to be down there, but there's sometimes when we need
the weather is a little yucky for that.
So we hope to have the building completed by the end of 2025. We're going to be working with Proctor Construction.
Okay.
They are a prominent construction in town, and they built the rowing club, which is a building it's larger than the one we're going to build, but it's very similar in design.
Okay.
Bottom floor, in their case, is storage, and not improved. The upper floor is a big conference room, open space. So we're excited to be, and I must say the rowing club has been very generous in providing us with information about the whole process.
Oh, that's great. No reason to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Time is money.
Right.
People time is even more, right? So are you still using that that side of the bridge then at all?
No, we this year for the first time, because we did erect a 1,000 feet of security fence at our cost to separate the wastewater treatment plant from our campus.
Okay.
So now our gate is open, and we moved the summer camp over to YSF. We had the use of all of our fleet, and we were able to increase the summer camp 40% because we had all of our boats available,
That's
lots
awesome.
of land.
Yeah.
And we really are grateful to the rowing club. We were there for 3 years, but now we can hold it at our own place. And once we get the building built, we'll really be in good shape.
That is so phenomenal. I mean, when you say we're a resort community, we are, but there's so many people that would like that opportunity to learn, and you're providing that.
Yeah, and sailing is, you mentioned mental health. It is as much a mental sport as a physical one. And in two ways. One, you really have to be focused to handle the tiller, helm the boat, trim the sails, and weight and balance. And in the small boats and heavy air, you're as much a gymnast as you're a sailor. But beyond that, so it's a thinking man's sport because you're solving a continuous physics problem with water and wind and the pressures on the boat. But beyond that, it gets your mind off of all the other, declutters your mind. So it's almost therapy.
Absolutely.
And many of sailors say they do it because it gets them away, and it forces them to not think about all the daily, which in most of the time you spend too much time worried about things that really aren't that important.
Exactly.
And so the sailing is particularly for adults. They find the tranquility of the water and being out in the open therapy.
Well, and it's an opportunity that most inland kids never get. And so being able to spend, whether it's a week during a summer camp or a longer period of time taking lessons and really getting adept at it, that's a tremendous opportunity.
And we have such a wonderful venue here. The water is warm year-round, even in the winter. People think it's chilly, but it never gets below 75 in the lagoon. And the air is generally warm. We don't have rocks. We don't have. It's really a very benign, wonderful venue, and we have just enough water to sail dinghies, but it's shallow enough to keep the big boats away. So
that's really important in my mind.
We never have. In many areas, that's a huge problem. Is you're trying to sail a dinghy fleet. And mixing it up with big power boats or big sailboats. So we're in really good shape here.
So again, I would say on Stu's behalf, if you know of someone who might be interested in being a part of this, whether it's learning or teaching or maintenance, go to the website. If you have questions, can they
call? The phone number is there, and my phone number is there. So. But we have a wonderful, Jessica's always in the office. She can answer any of your questions.
Well, thank you so much for sharing with us today. As you can tell, I'm a strong supporter of what you're doing.
Thank you for inviting me. Always enjoyable.
Well, we've got more opportunities. You can come back a year from now and tell us more.
I hope to.
Okay.
I'll come back once we break ground.
All right. Sounds like a plan. And I wish you all a very wonderful weekend. And I hope that whether it's sailing or not, you have an opportunity to get out, improve your own mental health. Physical health, well, that's always an effort for all of us. But enjoy the beautiful weather that we have, and we'll be back next week. Take care.